Hey everybody, it's Regina from Dallas. I'm back with you guys, and welcome if it's your first time seeing any one of my videos, seeing my face. Welcome. You guys, I believe that I owe you guys this because I am new to YouTube. I have told like family the things that the Lord was showing me, and I think I released like a few posts on Facebook here and there, but since being over here, I believe that I need to put all of this in one video, because since the top of the year and a little before, in 2021, the Lord began to show me a lot of things concerning food and the food safety in America, okay? The things that we ingest, the things that we put in our body, and so much of it concerning the meat is just not healthy. There are things going on with the meat, things that they're doing to it that is making it more and more unhealthy. And the Lord has shown me on several occasions things concerning our food. And, it's kind of hard to digest, kind of hard to take in, because listen, who doesn't love, like my favorite steak is ribeye, okay? Like come on. I go back and forth in between being a vegan and getting off of meat and then eating a little meat here and there, because I know, just the consumption of meat altogether is not good for the human body. But that's neither here nor there. This has nothing to do with my personal convictions. I'm strictly going off of what the Lord has been showing me. So I do not have the dates to these things because I would have to dig up, all these Facebook posts and go back like a year and even into 2021, and I just didn't have the energy to do that. But I do remember in chronological order. I do remember when they occurred, okay? So I'm going to tell you guys what the Lord has shown me over a span of time. My very first dream, before I realized that the Lord was kind of shifting me to becoming more of a national voice, and more than just my family and my friends and things like that, just giving me words that were more on a broader scope. The very first dream I had, I'll never forget it. It was the summer of 2021, I believe, and I dreamt about these big, enormous, like they were very very big and very dramatic in size, because the Lord wanted me to see exactly what it was I was looking at, and the restaurant, okay? So they were McDonald's sandwiches, and we know the wrappers, McDonald's wrappers, you can't miss it. And there were people, I would see the people that would eat the McDonald's sandwiches and then they would fall sick. I remember seeing people with vomit all over their mouth and things, and it was from the food, from the McDonald's sandwiches. I think for sure I remember seeing the chicken sandwich, and there was another wrapper. I don't know exactly, because all the wrappers, they have different colors depending on what sandwich you get and things like that. But it definitely was McDonald's, okay? So I want you guys to be careful, going forward. I've been praying and asking the Lord for time frames because I want to be a little more thorough. God has not given me time frames, even as far as the one that I had just last week. I said, Lord, can you give me a time frame? Do you want to release a time frame, so that we can know when to kind of back away from it? But the Lord has never released a time frame to me, even over the time where I have had these particular words. And there were prophetic voices that, I guess what you say, more seasoned prophetic voices that were kind of trying to comfort me, we need times, we need time frames, But listen, God does what he wants to do when he speaks how he wants to speak. If he wants to give me a time frame, he'll give me a time frame. He has not given me a time frame. So I've just released a warning, okay? Because I'm not going to not release the warning to the people of God when I know God is showing me these things, because you think that I should have a time frame. Come on, somebody, So don't get me started. But so McDonald's, that's what I saw concerning McDonald's, okay? Concerning their sandwiches, okay? After that, I had a vision of now this, I believe, was right before Christmas, so this is still 2021, right before the Christmas holiday. I saw there was like a bucket of meat. Someone was holding a bucket of meat in this dream. And it was actually not a dream. It was an open vision, because I was sitting on the floor in my bedroom. It was like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I was in prayer. And, I had concluded my prayer, and I was just sitting there, in the presence of God, just kind of listening, and I drifted off just for a split second. So I wasn't fully asleep. So this was a night vision that the Lord showed me. And someone in the vision was holding a huge bowl of meat. And I remember in the vision kind of gazing like this, squinting like, what is in that bowl? I specifically remember saying, what kind of meat is that? Like, what is that? And as I got closer to the bowl, I saw a random pulse. It was like a big blob of meat, and then there was like this random pulse on the meat. And the Lord spoke to me and said, chicken, GMO chicken. So if for those of you that don't know what GMO is, that stands for genetically modified. Okay, so we typically, when you shop for food and things, you want to get things that are non-GMO, because that means that it hasn't been tampered with, it hasn't been processed way down to the point where it's just totally unhealthy. The Lord said GMO chicken. Then he continued to speak to me and say chicken shortage, like there will be a shortage in our chicken, okay? And that was crazy, because that was like that was actually before I had the supernatural encounter, when the Lord, grabbed me by the back of my collar and told me, I'm taking you higher. So that was like the start of me seeing on a different level, different plane. And so I told my husband, I'm like, Lord, then it kind of dawned on me, like, this is not just for like my four and no more. Like, I need to be sending these warnings out to the people of God. So that's what I saw about the chicken. And let me tell you guys, even after that dream, like I tried to do like, organic chicken and things like that to try to make sure I'm getting like quality. But the last pack of chicken that I bought, you guys, everybody in my household, and this is just maybe a month or two ago, was so like gassy, and like the texture was not it was so gross. It was so gross. So my family, my household can attest to the fact that since the Lord showed me that, I have had we've eaten some chicken and it just has not been quite right. So I believe that they've already started filtering in that genetically modified chicken. Ain't no telling what they do in the plants. They have to keep up with the demand, so we already know that they pump the meat up with hormones and things like that to make them grow faster, which is totally unhealthy. I believe that's why we have so much cancer and things today. God loves us so much, and God reveals even the hidden things, so those things that we don't necessarily know, God is just not gonna let us go under. Like, he loves his people, and he has been sending these warnings out to me over time. I'm like, I have had so many dreams about food, and I just keep sending out the warning. I've had people, when I released this word on Facebook, inboxing me like, oh my God, I had chicken a couple days ago and I got so sick and da 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 da. So, people are noticing that there is a difference in chicken. Okay. After that, after the chicken encounter, I started began to see, and this is 2022 now, I saw a huge bowl of ground meat. And I said, okay, Lord, I see this ground meat. What kind of meat am I looking at? It was just a open vision, a bowl of ground meat. And the Lord said, turkey. This is turkey. And when he showed me the ground meat, there was a syringe that was like, standing upward, the needle pointing into the meat, and there was like droplets coming off from the syringe, y'all. That's so deep. I have not bought a pack of turkey since having that vision, and that was we're in August. I would say probably around March or April, when I saw that. So I'm trying to obey, but that was too vivid. I have not purchased a pack of ground turkey, and that was all, we like to say that it's the healthier alternative, especially to ground beef, so people would use ground turkey. I ain't bought no ground turkey since the Lord showed me that. And he was telling me that there was hormones and things that were being added to the meat. They're adding stuff to our food, y'all. Like the FDA is something else. They push it to the limit, and whatever they can get away with, they're going to get away with it because it's about that dollar. They don't care about our health. So you have to take your health into your own hands. Let me keep going. So after the turkey, so look at me and my greedy self, okay? I'm going down the line. So after the turkey, I stopped buying turkey. Then the next vision I had, in my household, we don't eat a lot of beef at all because I just know, it's fattening and things like that. But so I'm like, okay, let me buy ground beef. Then, this is probably about 2 months ago, the Lord showed me a bowl of ground beef. And I'm like, Lord, what? Like, come on, ground beef too? And the Lord said additives, hormones. He specifically said additives, hormones, things that are unsafe. I'm like, doggone it, So, y'all, we need to take heed to the warnings and the things that the Lord is telling us. I know it's hard. Those of us who are carnivores and like meat, I'm like a ghetto vegan sometimes. I go back and forth in between. But sometimes I will take a break from the meat. But I feel like God is telling us that we need to calm down on the meat consumption. I know everybody's not going to just back away from it completely, but I have seen so much about the meat in this country. It's just, it's hard to deny. It's hard to deny that the Lord is sending a warning. We're in a recession. Our country is in a state that it's never been in before. Who knows the strings and the things that they'll do, to try to make things appear to be still level ground. But I released the word of the Lord in a previous video, like we have to be ready to pivot because there's a shaking that's going to happen to America. We need to be saving. We need to be tightening up on our spending habits. We need to get those emergency funds together because this country is getting ready to be shaken. But I believe that God is going to get the glory in the end of it. But we need to be prepared. God has sent me too many words of warnings. We have to be prepared. We have to stock our pantries, non-perishable items, get them canned goods together. I remember the Lord telling me one morning about juices. He told me that, he said, tell the people to stock up on their favorite juice because juice is going to be like 2 or 3 times higher than what it is right now. So y'all, if you never heard that prophetic word, which there has been more than just me, me as a prophetic voice that has given this warning, stock up on your cabinets, get water, food, soup, rice, beans, that kind of stuff, because it's going down. And the way it's going to happen, the way that I have seen it happen is like America's going to wake up one day. We're going to be going about our business as usual. Hey, I'm finna go to the store for the week. Like me, I shop every week to cut down on waste. And when we get to the store, we're going to be in for a rude awakening. It's going to happen overnight. You're going to walk into the store and they're going to announce that there has been food limitations put in place. You're going to walk into the store thinking that you're going to be able to get your monthly shopping done, and you won't be able to. They're going to limit how much you can buy. So, that's it. It's still on the same topic of food, but because I've had several dreams about the store shelves being bare and things like that, but God is sending so much warning. So we need to be prepared. Like, God loves us so much, he will do nothing in the earth except he reveal it to his prophets. So do your due diligence. Make sure that we have food on deck for a rainy day. And even after the Lord started talking to me, I started to look into, the preppers, because people think they're crazy, but they clearly are onto something. I started listening to those kind of videos, and they say that you should have like a year's worth of food supply for like an emergency crisis, which is what's going to come to us. So a year's supply for the people in your household. And my mother-in-law, she lives back home, where we're from, and we were FaceTiming her a couple weeks together, and her food supply put mine to shame. I was like, oh, I got work to do. Like, this woman is already at the point where she doesn't have to go to the store for a good year already, the food that she's stocked up on. So, yeah, I've kind of gotten off topic, but I'm still on topic about food, just not about the quality of the meat. And the latest vision that I had was just last week, you guys. The Lord showed me somebody, it was people eating chicken. Let me be clear. They were eating chicken, and they were succumbing to illness. They started vomiting after eating the chicken. And that's all. After I saw that, I said, God, what is the time frame? When people need to start leaving the meat alone. But honestly, I believe that since the start, when he showed me, we honestly should have been leaving the meat alone, which has been, at the start of the year. So I've had just several dreams I felt and several visions that I needed to bring this platform up to par. I need to make you guys aware of what the Lord has showed me and what he's told me concerning meat. And after that vision, the Lord showed me myself with a plate of food. And on that plate was broccoli and sweet potatoes and, like green leafy vegetables and things. So he's really trying to drive home, like, get your tail off of that poultry. Leave the meat alone. So I'm like, okay, Lord, okay. So I have not had any meat this week. I'm trying to cleanse my system. I have been buying a lot of frozen fruit to making smoothies and putting chia seeds in them and flax seeds and things like that, trying to make sure that I'm cleaning myself out well. So I just wanted to let you guys know those warnings that the Lord sends us. He warns us because he loves us. Don't be afraid. Don't be freaked out. Don't be nervous, but let us prepare, right? What do I always say? Heaven speaks. Let us listen and let us obey. Let us obey the instructions that the Lord is giving us. He's sending several instructions about food, about what's to come, about the quality of food, about them tampering with our food. All these hormones and things that they're pumping the meat up with. If they're pumping up the meat up, the animals up with the hormones, the growth hormones and things, and we take it home and cook it and eat it, we are ingesting the same hormones that is never meant for the human body to consume. That's why America has an all-time high of cancer rates and things like that. I mean, it just makes so much sense. So, hey, I just wanted to send that out here. I think that was my responsibility being here to let you guys know what the Lord has revealed to me so far. So take notes. If you feel you absolutely cannot give up meat, I would definitely buy organic. Go to places where does Whole Foods even sell meat? I don't know. But try to get a higher grade of meat, organic, non-GMO, grass-fed animals. Make sure that they're a little more healthy than what we see in our everyday grocery stores, okay? So that's all that I wanted to leave with you guys for today, and I hope that you all are blessed. Have a blessed day, have a blessed week, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.